So many of you joining us this evening maybe have not traveled with Westworld Tours or maybe don't know a whole lot about us, but we are Western Canada's premier tour company. And Westworld Tours has been serving Canadians from coast to coast with escorted travel throughout North America and around the world since 2000, presenting quality components, including modern, comfortable coaches, professional tour directors, experienced, courteous drivers, baggage handling, and excellent accommodations. We take in all the important sites and attractions and include several meals throughout our tours. Thousands of passengers have chosen our first-class style of touring, enjoying the great value, security, and stress-free environment, all while making new friends along the way. And we know our tour directors enjoy getting to know you well on tour and love to see your familiar faces. Speaking about this, I'm going to launch a second poll onto the screen now, and we always are interested to know how many people have traveled with us before. So we'll get that poll launched up here and give you a chance to reply. So have you traveled with Westworld Tours before? I can share those results with everybody once everybody's had a chance to participate. Okay, awesome. It looks like we are 57% watching this evening have traveled with us before, and 54% watching this evening have traveled with Westworld Tours, and 46% have not. So that's very interesting. Well, if you haven't traveled with us, thank you for joining us again. We are happy to see you, and hopefully we'll get to see you again on board soon. And for those that have not traveled with us, we really look forward to meeting you on board, and I know our tour directors would look forward to meeting you as well. So let's get on with this presentation. Join us. We invite you to join us on our 2023 President's Tour, where we'll delve into the world's most intriguing lost and found story, experience the culture, gastronomy, and wildlife of Peru, a land of astonishing landscapes and pulsing history, where lost civilizations live on in the spirit of the Peruvian people. You'll explore Lima and get to know its colonial past. You'll uncover the mysteries of the ancient Inca Empire in the Sacred Valley and Machu Picchu. Pardon me. Then, after all of that, you will embark on a captivating 5-day journey cruising the mighty Peruvian Amazon River aboard a private luxury riverboat, the Zafiro, which is pictured here on your screen. You're traveling along the main branch and tributaries of this vital waterway, embarking from Iquitos, which is a landlocked city, I would say. And you'll be able to see, you'll enjoy naturalist guided excursions and activities, including piranha fishing, jungle trekking, and wildlife watching. You'll see all kinds of jungle creatures and critters, from graceful and elusive pink river dolphins to slow-moving sloths and fast-moving monkeys, not to mention feathered flyers of every imaginable color. And I know that Rosanna will be sharing a lot more about that portion of the tour with us in a little bit. So again, at this point, it is my pleasure to introduce everyone to Leanne House, who is our general manager for Westworld Tours and Women Explorers. Leanne has visited Peru before, and I know it is one of her favorites, and she is anxious to tell you about this tour. So welcome, Leanne, again, and we're very anxious to hear what you've got to say.
Hello, thank you, Cindy. And hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. Like Cindy said, I was in Peru a few years ago now, and it is one of my favorite countries. We had a really great experience there, and looking forward to sharing the Peru journey with the rest of you. So as you can see here, we'll bring up a map, and on the map here, you'll see we're flying in and out of Lima. So flights from Canada, you can fly in and out anytime you'd like. And you fly into the capital city of Peru, which is Lima. From there, we fly to Cusco, and then you travel down to Puno before flying north to sail the Amazon River. And as you can see here, we have some incredible highlights and experiences during this 15-day journey. You'll have 15 nights accommodation. You'll have on-trip transportation, which is by coach, motor coach, plane, train, and private boat. So there are 40 meals included in this tour, which is really great. You don't have to worry about finding things, and you'll get to sample all the different types of cuisine that are available in Peru. I'll talk about one of my favorites a little bit later. And just so many amazing experiences that you'll get to see while you're there. So day one, you arrive in Peru, and you'll stay overnight, and then the next day you'll start touring. So welcome to Peru. It's the capital city, or Lima is the capital city of Peru, and it's a place of converging trends created by its people and their living culture, where you'll find every corner of Peru represented. Filled with colonial era riches and ancient ruins, it is the only capital city in South America that faces the sea, and is hailed the gastronomical capital of Latin America. Upon your arrival, you'll transfer to your hotel where you'll check in. You'll have time to freshen up before heading out on a private guided tour. And you'll travel to the district of Pueblo Libre to enjoy a delicious lunch in a beautiful setting before visiting the Larco Hera Museum, which is a colonial mansion built in the 18th century. And you'll see that in the top left-hand side of your screen. And it houses an extensive collection of pre-colonial art, textiles, ceramics made with various materials, and tools used by the ancient Peruvians, including gold and silver pieces with semi-precious stones. And you'll see our lunch spot there, and some of the goodies you'll find in the museum. So after lunch, we'll proceed to downtown Lima, where you'll visit the main square, Plaza de Armas, and where Lima was first founded as a city of kings in 1535. You'll see the presidential palace on the bottom right, the Archbishop's Palace, and the Lima Cathedral. You'll visit the Aliga House, a vice-regal construction gifted by Francisco to one of the many captains when he founded the city. And so you'll see the beautiful colors of the buildings and the beautiful architecture there. And the day isn't over yet. You'll visit St. Francis's Church, which you'll see coming up on the slide in the bottom right corner of your screen. The top right is the inside of the church. And the church houses an enviable collection of old books, an authentic network of catacombs that are open to the public, which is in your bottom right-hand corner, and you'll get to tour through the catacombs. And this evening, a welcome dinner with your fellow travelers, and you'll have an unparalleled setting for dinner within the complex of an adobe pyramid built more than 1,500 years ago. And you can see the view from dinner bottom left-hand corner, and dinner of the restaurant in the top right. And so one of my favorite stops and one of my favorite dishes that I enjoyed while in Peru is churros. So not too far from your hotel, you'll find some restaurants and little shops that sell churros. One of them was called Manolo. And so you make sure you want to get there and have some churros. It's not too far from your hotel, so make sure you get there. And here you can see beautiful views of the sunset from your hotel and what the rooms might look like. Okay, so up next you'll see a map here, and this is showing you an overview of the area that we'll be exploring over the next couple of days. So you'll be traveling by air-conditioned motor coach from Cusco. So you'll fly from Lima to Cusco, and you'll see the blue dot in the bottom of your screen there, and that's Cusco. And from there, you'll travel north to Moray and Meras before ending in Ollantaytambo, Tambo, which is in the top left-hand corner there. And you'll have some beautiful views of the Uramba River, making your way into Ollantaytambo. Tambo. And make sure to keep your eyes out for the famous Sky Lodge suites, which are sleeping pods that cling to the granite slopes above the valley. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I guess depending on if you're afraid of heights, we don't sleep there. And in case you want to know what they look like and how far up above the ground they are, this is what the Sky Lodge suites look like. It's quite the sight, so make sure you keep an eye out for those as you drive by. As we continue on north from Cusco, one of our stops will be the Maras salt mine, which have been used for centuries to mine salt in the Sacred Valley. And here you will be mesmerized by the naturally occurring salt mines that are still cultivated to date. There is a small shop located here that you may want to check out, offering some soothing bath salts made from the extracted salts. You'll also visit Moray, which is an incredible archaeological site with unusual ruins. And as you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see the circular terraces. And the purpose of these depressions is uncertain, although some scholars believe that this place was used as an agricultural research center. And the external platforms, which would have been at a higher temperature than the internal ones, creating a temperature difference as much as 15 degrees Celsius between the top and the bottom, and simulating the conditions of different ecological floors in the Andes. So you'll have a chance to get out and explore these sites on various walking paths. And after we visit these unique sites in the Sacred Valley, we'll head to the hotel for dinner. Okay, so we're ending our day at the hotel in the heart of the Sacred Valley. And as you can see here, it's a cozy, relaxing environment in the middle of the Urumba Valley. At night, they light bonfires for you to enjoy and sit around and visit with your traveling companions and new friends, or you can visit the planetarium and view the stars and the planet. So during our Sacred Valley tour, you'll also have the opportunity to visit some beautiful and unique sites. Our first stop is the Andean village of Chinchero, which is home to the famous Peruvian weavers. And it's also believed to be the mythical birthplace of the rainbow. And you'll get a chance to see how they color and weave the intricate designs from alpaca wool. And a little fun fact, Peru has an enormous variety of potatoes. They actually have around over 4,000 species that have been counted. Also growing a wide variety of other crops such as quinoa and vegetables in these ancient terraces that we saw in the last slide. You'll also notice corn stands, which are popular there, and you can buy a piece of cooked corn with a piece of cheese in it that you'll see in the the middle bottom photo. And have a look at the size of those kernels. They're huge. So you can also get sweet popcorn, which the kernels are huge and very tasty. So Peru is known for its giant corn. And you can see photos of the potato varieties and the different seeds in the top right photo. You'll also see a beautiful adobe church, which was built in 1607. And it sits on the plaza overlooking the remains of an Incan palace, which is in the top middle picture. And towering in the background, you'll have incredible views of the snow-capped mountain range along with its highest peak. So next, you're transferred to the Living Museum of UK, a center Andean traditional interpretations, where demonstrations of the elaborate textile work, adobe, pottery, and silverware are carried out in the same way in which they used to do, and original recreation of Incan traditions. Also, residents of the museum include llamas, sheep, and alpacas, and they can be fed. So that's a fun place to visit. You'll enjoy a lunch with a lovely Peruvian family at their hacienda, and where the family will be your hosts. So they have a family and are great collectors of household, a variety of collection of popular and colonial art, ceramics, paintings, weapons, photography, ceremonial vessels, and ceramic bowls of pucara. And And the environs include a forest of eucalyptus trees and other native species here. And this is where the famous giant white corn is cultivated for export. And the last stop of the day is in the town of Ollantaytambo, and a massive Incan fortress with large stone terraces on a hillside overlooking the village. Witness the Andean essence that is bred into this place, which still maintains its Incan urban planning and has been inhabited since then. This is one of the most important sun temples in the region. The Ollantaytambo fortress was the last Incan stronghold to resist the Spanish. It's an incredible example of Inca military architecture, and is found on the outskirts of town in an area known as Temple Hill. You can go up the steps of this iconic enclosure, which is built alongside a mountain, and climb up into the enclosure, and then return back to the hotel for dinner. And the next day is a day that a lot of you would have been waiting for, to cross an item off your bucket list. Today, in the company of a guide, you'll depart from the Sacred Valley, from the Ollantaytambo train station, where you'll board a Vista Dome train that departs and travels along the Urubamba River. And you'll have incredible views of the dramatic landscape as you approach the valley below Machu Picchu. So after about an hour and a half train journey, you'll pull into the train station on the foothills beneath the ancient citadel in the town of Aguas Calientes. And upon arrival, you'll get to you'll hop on a bus and head up the mountain to Machu Picchu. So Machu Picchu is a masterpiece of engineering and architecture that served as a sanctuary and resting place for the Incas. You can see here, there's a photo of me when I did the Inca trail climb. It's a picture from the sun gate overlooking Machu Picchu. And you can see just the beautiful stone, and it's just amazing to see how, and wonder how they got that there and built it. But Machu Picchu, which means old mountain, is considered a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. And so you'll have a visit today, and then tomorrow you'll come back for a more in-depth tour. So at the end of your tour to Machu Picchu, you'll return to Aguas Calientes for a delicious lunch. And the remainder of your time is free to explore the town on your own before meeting up with your fellow travelers for dinner this evening. There's lots of shopping, little restaurants, bars. There's a hot spring in town that you can walk up to. There's a market near the train station that you can wander through. It's a cute little town. The train tracks actually run right through town, so it's quite neat, and it's a little bustling place. It's really quite fun to wander around. And so the next, you'll see a photo of your hotel, which is down in Aguas Caliente. It was actually named one of South America's best hotels by Condé Nast Traveler. It's the Sumac Machu Picchu Hotel. It's located at the foot of the historic sanctuary of Machu Picchu near the river, and it offers impressive views of the surrounding mountains and landscape. And it's just a short walk from the center of town. And you can see the beautiful lush greenery that you can see right from the hotel there. Okay, so this morning is, I guess, cross off your bucket list trip to Machu Picchu twice and get an in-depth feel for it. So this morning you'll get up early and catch the bus up to Machu Picchu. And don't forget to bring your passport. You can get it stamped at the entrance. So as I said before, Machu Picchu was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983 and was named one of the new 7 wonders of the world in 2007. It was built in the 15th century and later abandoned, and it is renowned for its sophisticated dry stone walls that fuse huge blocks without the use of mortar, intriguing buildings that play on astronomical alignments and panoramic views. Its exact form or use remains a mystery to this day. And I just want to point out, when you do get there and you get up close to these massive boulders, it's just amazing how they fit so perfectly together. So it's really, really an interesting place. Now it's at 2,430 meters above sea level, high in the Andes Mountains. And it's one of the most visited tourist destinations in Peru, but also the most regulated, only giving out a certain number of trail passes and entrances per day to lessen the impact on the site and the trails. And unfortunately, most cities built on the Incan civilization were destroyed by the Spanish conquest. Machu Picchu was in a hidden location, invisible from below and not found, making it one of the most well-preserved Incan cities and archaeological gem. And you can discover this mysterious and awe-inspiring ancient civilization. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can climb up to the Sun Gate, which is where I had my photo taken. And it's kind of a checkpoint, and this is where the sun rises every day through the door. And this is also where you would enter Machu Picchu if you did the 4-day Inca trek. And then finally, you'll cross the Inca Bridge and down into the incredible entrance to the citadel. So after you visit a fascinating experience at the heart of the ancient Incan world, it's time to depart for Imperial city of Cusco. So you'll hop back on that Vistadome train in Aguascalientes, and you'll travel back to Ollantaytambo, and then travel by coach to your hotel in Cusco, where you'll enjoy a dinner with your fellow travelers this evening. So the next day, you're in Cusco, and you'll start touring around there and seeing a little bit more about what the Incans have done over there. So the tour will start at Sexy Human, which is one of the most emblematic constructions of the Incans, located just outside the city. It's a World Cultural Heritage Site listed by UNESCO, and it was built in the 15th century. It's a huge fortress made of large stones, and how they transported these stones, just like Machu Picchu, is still a mystery. After that, you'll return to the city to continue your tour through the San Blas neighborhood, originally inhabited by Incan nobility who built impressive stone constructions within walking distance of the Plaza de Armas. And unmistakable Incan walls can still be seen at the base of many of these buildings. And today the neighborhood is a delight, full of clustered of cobblestone streets, popular among artisans who sell their handicrafts on the street. You'll continue to the Cusco Cathedral, which is a most impressive monument in the Plaza de Armas. Its construction began in 1560 and ended in 1654, and it took nearly a century to complete. For this purpose, hundreds of stones were extracted and transported from the fortress of Sexy Human under the command of the council and the burden of thousands of Indians. And you'll visit the Temple of the Sun and just so many other little ruins that are just outside the city. After that, you'll have some free time to explore the city on your own, and there's lots of little shops to walk around in the plaza in Cusco. So the next day, we're off to Puno. So you'll have an early start on the coach for your trip to Puno, stopping to admire natural and historic attractions along the route. And you'll visit the town of Andahuaylas, which is has the beautiful chapel, which is dubbed the Sistine Chapel of the Andes, which is a whitewashed church. And it's eye-popping inside, a dazzling display of colorful murals, painted ceilings, and ornate gold leaf altar that you'll see in the top right-hand side of your screen. And the Spanish began constructing this Baroque church in the late 16th century as they cemented their conquest over the Incan Empire. Another stop is at Rocky, which is Temple of Huayracho. I'm butchering that, Rosanna. And afterwards, you'll enjoy a delightful.
You said, I'm sorry, you said sexy woman. It's saksai woman.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
That's how they told us to say it. Yeah.
It's funny.
And yeah, that's
what
how
other
tourists
place?
say it.
What other place did you mention right now?
In Raki, the temple of Wairakchoka.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
How do you? I'm sorry. I mean, I know the places, but I can't figure it out from your pronunciation.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's good. So we'll have a lunch there at a local restaurant, and then you'll witness some more amazing landscapes as we carry on. Laurea Pass is the highest point between Cusco and Puno, which is about 4,352 meters above sea level. So you'll go pretty high today. And once you arrive in Cusco, or sorry, not Cusco, once you arrive in Puno, you will check into your hotel and enjoy dinner with your travelers. And here you'll see some photos of the hotel and the main square. So you'll have a day exploring Puno and Lake Titicaca. So according to an Andean legend, the sun was birthed in this shimmering deep blue lake of Lake Titicaca, which is the world's highest navigable lake. You might even be able to see the snow-capped mountains of Bolivia on the other side of the lake. And here the Uros Islands are a group of 70 man-made reed islands floating on the lake. Its inhabitants, the Uros tribe, predate Incan civilization and continue to hunt and fish the plentiful waters and land as they have occupied for generations. Children are able to attend kindergarten and elementary school on the islands, and older children continue their education on the mainland. Some of their income is earned through tourism and has brought a few modern conveniences to them, such as improved sanitary facilities and solar panels, which reduce the risk of fire from open flame. The bottom right-hand corner shows a demonstration of how the reed islands are built. And I won't go into too much detail, but many of the layers of the Tortora reeds are bundled and stacked and anchored into place with rope and stakes driven into the bottom of the lake. The islands can be maintained for up to 30 years by adding new layers of reeds once a week during rainy season and less frequently during dry season. So the islands are quite neat. They almost feel like you're stepping onto a waterbed. And so here are some of the photos that I've taken on my trip a few years ago. It's really a neat experience, but you'll have the remainder of the afternoon free to explore Puno. There's lots of shops, there's lots of restaurants, and it's just a beautiful little area to explore.
Sorry, I was on mute there. Thank you, Leanne, for that informative part of our tour. And now the journey is going to continue, and we are going to board out of Puno, a midday flight from Puno to the city of Iquitos, which is bordered by the Amazon River on one side and impenetrable rainforest on the other. This Peruvian city is the largest city on earth without road access. I guess there is one road out of the city, but it dead ends in a small settlement about 65 miles outside of the city. Here you're going to transfer to the hotel, where we will enjoy a welcome, refreshing beverage made from local fruit. We'll have a dinner included this evening. And now at that point, once we arrive into Iquitos, this is where I am, again, my pleasure to introduce everyone to Ms. Rosanna Ganea, Director of Sales and Marketing at Jungle Experiences Amazon River Cruises. She has a wealth of knowledge and experience as a sales and marketing advocate of Peru, both as a tourism destination and of tourism products in Peru. Rosanna worked for the Tourism Board of Peru for 7 years as tourism coordinator, and she's also worked as sales director for an important tour operator in Peru. Her strengths rely on strategic planning and implementation of annual promotion campaigns for companies in the hospitality and tourism industry. She's traveled around the world and participated in several tourism fairs, workshops, and press tours, all for the promotion of her beloved country, Peru. Again, welcome, Rosanna, and thank you so much for joining us this evening from Peru. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to participate today with you, Cindy and Leanne. And I really thank you for inviting me. And I want to tell you, thank you so much for the introduction. And it's been an amazing journey so far on the presentation. And now you're coming to visit another part of our beautiful country, Peru, which is the northeast of Peru, which is the Amazon, right? So first I want to tell you a little bit about the company that owns the vessel you will be boarding, which is Jungle Experiences. We have been in the tourism industry for the past 30 years, and we have 3 cruises, a fleet of 3 cruises that sail along the rivers, Amazon, or Marañón, and Ucayali, in the northeast of Peru, in Iquitos. And what distinguishes Jungle Experiences is that we are the only fully local cruise company. We hire local people only. And in this way, we contribute with a local economy. We are really proud of our team. We're really proud that we help them, that we contribute with them. And they are also a very happy and a very welcoming crew. You will feel that when you join and when you come on board our cruise Zafiro. We also support nonprofit organizations. For example, NGO Amazon Forever. They take care of the white sand forest in the Amazon. And we also support the Manatees Rescue Center, or CREA. And they are basically like a hospital for animals, for manatees and other animal species. So we're really proud that we contribute with them. It's important to mention that we have been winners for the 4th consecutive year this year as South America's leading river cruise company. And this award was given to us by the World Travel Awards Organization. So we're really proud about that. Next
You
slide,
certainly
please.
should be, Rosanna. That's a wonderful recognition for sure.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so this time we're gonna talk about Zafiro and the wonderful experience that is to board this vessel. And this is a map showing the area that we will sail, that you will sail when you come on board. First, you can see on the screen, this is, I don't know if you see when I move my mouse. Yeah, there is Iquitos, which is basically, like Cindy was saying, it's the only city in the world that's not accessible by road. We call Iquitos Pretty Island. And once you arrive in Iquitos, you're gonna arrive around 2:40 p.m. in the evening, coming from Puno. So you're gonna take a private bus transfer to a 5-star hotel in the city of Iquitos, which is the DoubleTree by Hilton, which is a hotel that we also own. But I want to show you in a map the area you sail the day afterwards of the first day. You're gonna be transferred on this dotted orange line shows where you will be transferred to Nauta. And you will board here in Nauta Port. And you will sail along the rivers Marañón here, and then Ucayali on the other side here, Ucayali, and then in the junction of both rivers, where you see it says Puerto Prado there. This is the a little bit up and to the right, like at the side. Well, it's the origin of the Amazon River, where both rivers get together. River Marañón and Ucayali. So we will talk about this a little bit further during the presentation. So next slide, please. Yeah, so these are some statistics about the Amazon and the Pakaya Samira National Reserve. This is a pristine area filled with nature. And the Amazon rainforest holds 1/3 of the Earth species, of nature species. And then it also holds 20% of the world's fresh water. So that's pretty amazing. This is the lung of the world, we'd like to call it. The Amazon River is over 4,000 miles long and has 200 miles of width. And it has many, many tributaries, 15,000, and subtributaries that are really, really long. And 20% of the world's species can be found in the Amazon, many of which can be found in Peru. Peru is the second country in the world that have registered bird species after Colombia. And many of these bird species, you will be able to see them when you travel on board Zafiro, when you go out on the excursions with us. 427 mammal species and 4,000 varieties of plants. So that's pretty amazing, right? So now let's go back to what we were talking about, our first day, right? So when you arrive, you will go to the DoubleTree by Hilton, the only 5-star hotel in the city of Iquitos. And there you will have, we will enjoy dinner and enjoy the hotel. It's a really nice hotel and it's part of the tour. The next day, let me see, the next day, you will be departing in the morning, you will be transferred to Nauta Port, like I was showing on the map. You will be transferred by private bus. It's an hour and a half away. And then you will board our skiffs with our guides, and then you will board Zafiro finally. And then when you get on board, you're gonna see the spectacular suites. And before setting sail, you're gonna have an introduction by our naturalist guides. And then you will have a safety drill, right? And then you will enjoy a cocktail prepared by our bartender with local fruit and of course, pisco, which is our emblematic drink. And then after sailing, the naturalist guides will offer an overview of the travel itinerary, including activities, routes, information about wildlife and vegetation, and just everything you would find during your sail, during your stay on board Zafiro. And then you will enjoy a dinner, and then after dinner, you can enjoy stunning views of the starry night sky while we start our journey to the depth of the Amazon rainforest. So now I want to highlight in this presentation our beautiful Zafiro cruise. What you're seeing on this slide are the suites on the first deck. As you can see, have panoramic windows from floor to ceiling. They are 40 square meters and they are super, super spectacular. You will find on these suites everything you would expect from a 5-star hotel, right? And then next slide, please. And this is 4 of these suites on the first deck are connecting rooms, which are ideal to travel when you travel with friends, for example, right? Or family. Yeah, next slide, please. And these are our suites on the second deck. We have 8 of these suites that have balconies. They are the same size as the suites on the first deck as well. Now, a balcony is also a feature that's very valued in river cruising, and we have 8 of these. Next slide, please. And these are our master suites. We have 2 of these suites located at the bow of the ship on both sides of the ships. And they are 42 square meters, and you have 90-degree angle views of the river on these suites. Next slide, please. And this is Zafiro suite. This is our star suite. It's like a mini apartment. It's super complete. It has 180 angle views of the river, bathtub that can also be used as a jacuzzi. We have a balcony, and we include a telescope to watch the stars during the night. Just a spectacular suite. And this is our indoor lounge. As you can see, this vessel is designed in a way, anywhere you are on board, you have panoramic windows from floor to ceiling. Like here on our indoor lounge, the views are spectacular. And this area is a common area for travelers that wish to relax, have a drink. We have a bar inside. We also have a coffee and tea station. And during the evening, our crew one night performs like a show, a live show. And it's a very nice opportunity for the crew to interact with the travelers. They play local instruments, they dance typical dances, but also international music as well. So the travelers feel like they can also participate, and it's super nice. Next slide, please. And this is our outdoor deck that also has an outdoor bar and a jacuzzi in the middle that has a 360-degree views of the river. It's a super nice area, an open area for everybody to enjoy. Next slide. Okay, now this is a picture of our dining room. And the dining room, again, has panoramic windows. Anywhere you decide to have a seat, you will enjoy the same amazing views. If you're lucky, you can watch the pink or the gray river dolphins jumping around as you are enjoying your dinner or your lunch. So food is one of the highlights of the whole experience when you board Zafiro, because we are ambassadors of the regional food of Peru. We include a fusion of Peruvian flavors from the coast and from the Amazon. Everything is prepared with fresh ingredients. We offer local fish that can only be found in the Amazon. For example, the paiche, which is the longest species of fish in the world, or the doncella, which is also a local fish. And we prepare, for example, this picture on the left-hand side is showing the chonta on the top, which is like heart of palms, but it's a little bit thinner, and you can roll it up like pasta. And it has a super soft and smooth taste and flavor. And it's really nice. And in the middle, we have causa, which is a plate from Lima, but you can enjoy it in our cruise as well. So, and about the food, we offer buffet-style breakfast and lunch. And for dinner, we have a 5-course menu. So you would really love the food on board. And then we will go on to the day after, right? Day 3 in this itinerary would be Sunday, the 21st of May. So from this day onwards, you're gonna have 2 to 3 excursions prepared for you a day. All of the excursions are not mandatory, but we always encourage our travelers to try them out, because every single one of them has a unique experience for you that you will remember all of your life, really. So here we have one excursion that goes out before breakfast. So you go out when the sun comes up and the waters are calm. You're gonna feel and you're gonna listen to the sound of the birds waking up. It's just amazing. You go sailing on the skiffs and looking for the animals in their natural habitat, right? Then you will go back on board and enjoy breakfast. And after breakfast, you will head out to see the origin of the Amazon River. And this happens, like I said before, where rivers Ucayali and Marañón get together, and you will see how they get together, because you see one side of the river, which is dark black, and the other side, the other river, is brown. You're gonna see the both colors of the water as they intertwine and get together. And it's filled with movement of the water. This is where you see the pink and gray river dolphins as well. It's a very nice and unique place to visit. Then you will go back to the boat and have lunch and have a time for relaxing. Then you have a talk hosted by one of our naturalist guides. And always the naturalist guides have a lot of things to say and a lot of things you will learn from them about the Pakaya Samira Reserve and the nature, the animals, and everything you will find. So it's very interesting. I encourage you to go to all these naturalist talks. After that, you have another excursion, a walking excursion to Puerto Prado, which is one of the places that we visit where we have the local communities along the river. Now these communities normally don't interact with Iquitos or with bigger cities. They are very protected in the middle of the reserve. So it's very unique and nice to visit them. They're expecting tourists and they are very welcoming. And it's a very nice experience to get to know them and their way of life, right? And then here on this walk, you will also see what is shown in the picture, the Victoria regias, or also called water lilies, the largest water flower in the world. Then you will go back to the boat for enjoying dinner, right? But I also want to say something about this picture where you see the two girls watching these humongous trees. These are, you will see the size of these trees are just stunning. And these are the Amazon trees, right? You will see them during your walks. Next slide, please. Now, this is the day afterwards. You will enjoy breakfast a different way. I don't know if you've done this ever before, but you will enjoy breakfast as a picnic on board the skiffs in the middle of nature, in the middle of the lakes and lagoons that we sail through. So it's a very nice way of having breakfast, just to feel the whole experience and the Amazon. And after that, during this, after you have this breakfast, you will also sail along and you will have opportunity to watch the animals, the river dolphins from the skiff, right? And then you will go back to Zafiro. And then once you will be back on Zafiro, you can choose another experience. For example, you can practice kayaking. You can, which is really nice. It happened to me that I was kayaking and I could see the jumping river dolphin. I was really lucky. And that's very exciting. And then you will enjoy lunch on board Zafiro. And then for the afternoon activity, there's another talk hosted by one of our naturalist guides, talking about the Amazon, their way of life, of thinking, their philosophy. And then in the afternoon, you have another outing where you can walk over these hanging bridges that are high up along the trees. And it's a really nice experience as well, unique, I would say. And then once you go back, you will enjoy a demonstration from a bartender showing how to make pisco sour, our famous Peruvian cocktail. And then in the evening, you can enjoy the live music. This is the day that I mentioned before of the live music and show that our crew performs. This is after the gala dinner with our captain. That will be the end of this day. Next slide, please. Now, the next day, after breakfast, we will visit another community, San Regis community, and it's a very nice opportunity to interact with the local people and learn about their way of life, their traditions. And yeah, it's a very unique experience. You will visit also a shamana or shaman. She's called Carola. She's shown on the picture on the left bottom side in the middle of the people is this lady. She is a healer and she is considered a leader of the community, both as a medicinal leader and as a spiritual leader. And she's gonna talk about she's gonna perform like a talk, like a blessing ceremony on the planting of a tree. And then every traveler can plant their own tree. And in this way contribute leaving a positive footprint as they go along the Amazon, right? Leaving a positive footprint, yes. And then after visiting Carola, after planting your own tree, you can also purchase local handicrafts, handmade by the women artisans of the community. And this way you will share a little bit with the community and contribute with them. And then you will go back for lunch on Zafiro. In the afternoon, there is a talk on board about the myths and legends of the Amazon. And then you will head out on a skiff to another stream called Shiriyaku. And you can experience one of my favorite excursions, which is practicing some fishing, local fishing for piranhas. Our travelers find it really entertaining. It's a lot of fun, let me tell you, to be able to fish your own piranha. Once you feel that pole, this wooden pull that is pulling, you feel so excited to get a piranha out of the river, really. And then you go back on board and you can enjoy the sunset, enjoy the live music, and there's a presentation from the whole crew and a farewell dinner. And then when you will go for a rest, and then the next day, which is our last day, this is the day that you will have breakfast and then disembark from Zafiro. And then you will disembark in Nauta and visit Sapi Sapi Lagoon. It's a lagoon that's the second largest where you find the second largest freshwater fish in the world, which is the paiche, which I mentioned before. You will actually taste the paiche on the food on board Zafiro. And you will discover this new habitat on Sapi Sapi Lagoon, surrounded by fruit trees, around turtles, butterflies, and different bird species. And then on your way to the airport, you will stop and visit the Amazon Rescue Center that I mentioned before that we contribute with them. And this is the animal hospital, and a super nice experience to be able to feed the manatees, for example. Yeah, and then after this stop, you will transfer to the airport, and then you will take your flight back to Lima. The time from Iquitos to Lima is around an hour and 45 minutes. So yeah, that will be, you will arrive, it departs around 3 and 7 p.m. And then this slide, I have chosen this slide to show you the vast variety of animals you will find on your experience and sail along the rivers in the Amazon with us. So for example, on this slide, we are showing the hoatzin. This is a bird, a prehistoric bird. It's at the top right side, yes. This is a prehistoric bird. It's the oldest bird in the world is here in the Amazon. You can see this bird. It's actually, it's not hard to see it. You will see it because there are a lot of these birds. And then we have, of course, alligators, and we have different species of frogs, different species of monkeys. We have, of course, our pink river dolphin, many different types of snakes and birds, and the sloth, of course, which is very endemic from the Amazon. you will see them hanging from the trees when you go out on the excursions with our guides. So yeah, next slide, please. So we are waiting for you in the Peruvian Amazon. So thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed the presentation. And I leave the voice back to Cindy and Leanne. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Rosanna. My goodness, that sounds like such a wonderful experience, having those naturalists on board, getting right out into the Amazon, seeing, like you said, the sloths hanging from the trees and the pink river dolphins. And yeah, I think piranha fishing would be pretty exciting for sure. But thank you so much for that presentation, Rosanna. We really appreciate, as I said, you being here. And hopefully you will stick around for the question period here. I'm sure that we will have some questions coming our way and you can help us answer them.
My pleasure, of course.
Yes. Well, like I said earlier, Peru is like, it's a fascinating and a diverse country. And what a wonderful experience this trip will be. I mean, it's certainly on my bucket list. And I'm sure Peru is top of many people's bucket lists as well. So let's see if we have any questions at this point, and we'll get to it. Let's see. Questions.
We did have one question, and it was, what is the maximum number of people on this tour? And so the answer, I believe, is 38 is the maximum.
Right, because we have chartered the entire Zafiro ship, and the maximum passenger on that is 38. So yes, the whole ship is ours, and only our group, which is exclusive, as I said, to Westworld Tours. And we are very much looking forward to it. I know that we have the top 3 suites, I believe, on board are already full. And like you said, there isn't a bad choice on board that ship. Everything is, floor to ceiling windows, beautiful views. You're not going to miss a thing, like you said, not only from your stateroom, but from anywhere on board that ship. Let's see, we do have a couple more questions. Sorry, go ahead, Leanne.
Yeah, so a couple questions. So are there any special immunizations needed?
No,
I can answer that. Oh, Rosanna?
Yes, do you hear me? Yes. Really, to go to the Peruvian Amazon, there is no mandatory, vaccine like to other parts of the Amazon. I think that when you go to Brazil, they ask you, for example, for a yellow fever shot. But with us, no, you don't need to any special vaccination.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. And Janet, you will want to talk to your local, your doctor and the travel health clinic, and they can provide any recommendations. I know when I went, there are recommendations for malaria, things like that. So you'll want to talk to them. You'll also maybe want to talk to your doctor about the altitude medication, just in case you're affected by that. So that's something you'll want to talk to your doctor about. We had another question from Joy. What was the black and white bird with a face in the last slide?
In the last slide, let me have a look. Let me just back up the PowerPoint here.
Let me see how it's called in Spanish. It's the Martín Pescador in English. I don't know. Let me see. No, that's not it. No, that's not. No. How is that bird called? I can find out. We have so many species. I love this picture, and I chose it for this slide, but I'm not sure of the name right now.
Let me see if I can find out.
Sure. Yeah, we'll find out. Carol says, hi, Carol. I met her in Alaska. Janice, is this recorded? Yes, Janice, this is recorded, so you'll be able to find it on our website tomorrow. So check back to the virtual presentation section of our website, and you'll be able to watch it.
You know what? When you go on board Zafiro on your cabins, you will have some not pictures, but like drawings of the birds with the name of the bird.
Oh,
You will
okay.
have yes, as part of the decoration. And we also have some birds books where you have all the bird varieties, where you can see as you will get along your sail and you will encounter some birds. You will see which are these birds on these books we have on our lounge as well.
I'm assuming that the naturalists on board would be very familiar with all the bird
Oh,
species
yes.
that you encounter on board. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
They are.
All right. I'm not sure if we have any more questions. Let's just have a quick look here. Also, oh, this is a
You
good
have
one.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it was, can a gluten-free diet be accommodated on board Zafiro?
Of course.
Like, as for instance, if somebody was a celiac.
Yeah. Everything we can prepare, especially for this. If we have any diet restrictions, as long as you provide with the information in advance, which you will, because we normally ask our clients. So in this case, we will ask our Westworld Tours to fill out forms from each passenger where we ask if they have diet restrictions. So if you tell us in advance, then we will for sure prepare in advance, and you will get all taken care of for you. Yes.
And I'm assuming that as Peru in general, celiac, it would be easily able to accommodate in restaurants, the main restaurants, and so on.
Yes.
Yes.
No problem.
All right. Let's see. Any other questions out there? Leon, did we have any questions come in from Facebook?
No, it doesn't look like there's anything on Facebook here.
Okay, well, let me just advance our presentation here a little bit, and I will get to here. Okay, so just a reminder, the tour dates on this are May 10th to the 25th, 2023. We do have a number of multi-night stays throughout the tour. I believe we have 2 nights in Lima. You're spending 2 full nights in the Sacred Valley, 2 nights in Cusco, 2 nights in Puno. So it is quite a relaxed itinerary, as well as the number of nights on board the Zafiro, which would be a wonderful, relaxing way to end your road journey through Peru. As Leanne did mention earlier on, we do cover all your internal transportations within Peru. All your internal flights are included, bus, train. It's all included in our tour package. Let's see. Again, I just want to say thank you. We will be following up with everybody that registered for the presentation this evening, and they will be receiving the tour package, which will have the flyer for the tour, which will give you a day-to-day itinerary, a little bit more detail. It'll include all the pricing. And really, if you do have any other questions, we encourage you to send us an email at information@westworldtours.com. Contact your local travel agent. They are very familiar with our product and would be able to answer many of your questions as well. And follow us on Facebook. And yeah, it's a great tour. We're really looking forward to it. It is one of our president's tour. And Rosanna, again, we really appreciate you joining us. Nobody knows Peru better than somebody from Peru. So again, we really appreciate you spending
thank you so
evening
much.
with us. I know it's an hour later there than it is here for
It's
us, so it's
okay.
getting a little bit later for you.
It's no problem. I love talking about my country and the Amazon. It's just an amazing bucket list destination I think everybody should go once in their life.